Welcome to The Lift with Sheila Robinson Kiss. Come on in. There's always a special place set aside for you here where you can relax, kick up your heels, pour yourself a nice, refreshing drink, and prepare to be lifted and soar. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, and welcome back to The Lift with Sheila Robinson Kiss. We've got it all here: mental health, movement, motivation, and the best relationship advice around. So if you're loving what I'm doing, please don't forget to subscribe and share the news of the channel with your friends and family. I love being here. It's one of the best parts of my life, and I have to tell you that I received a letter, and I thank you, Tony, for really, you're really the inspiration for today's topic, which is I can't get over it. I can't get over it. How to stop missing people who don't miss you. So I'm just going to go straight in today. Dear Sheila, I'm a 39-year-old man seriously suffering. I met my partner, who's now my ex, 4 years ago. He seriously rocked my world in every way, both good and bad. I feel like I met my soulmate. About 6 months in, I realized he had a bad temper. In the argument department, things got worse and worse over the years. Sometimes he would even hit me and was so sorry, always ashamed after. It's been nearly a year since we split. We talk from time to time. I feel sick after we talk because I miss him so much. The thoughts of him cave me in physically. I'm fighting to move past this and get some more spring in my step. I'm sad all the time. How can this be? He's clearly moved on. My greatest fear is I'll never be happy again. Help me, Tony. Tony, again, my heart goes out to you, and I am going to help you. I rolled up my sleeves here. I feel in my heart that this message is not only going to be freeing for you, but so many folks who are listening today. You know, they call me Auntie Sheila, Cousin Sheila, whatever you need to call me to ensure that these mental health messages get through. I bring the information to you from 3 separate unique vantage points. We have our practical, this is a how-to channel. We have our clinically trained. I can bring it to you that way too. And then over here, we have the awesome vehicle. We drop everything into that vehicle of the spiritual element. And, you know, Tony, I must say to you that I think the letter jarred me so much because I went through something. It was a different kind of relationship dynamic, but the relationship just over the years it just piddled out. It became sour. There was a lot of imbalance in the relationship. And I just had changed and just wasn't willing to be positioned in a certain way. And I would find that this person would come to my mind, and it was a sadness. You know, my spirit would drop physically, sometimes a couple hours, sometimes for a few days. And as you all know, I'm a woman of faith, a woman of God, and I did what I've always done through my life. You know, Father, please, I can't seem to get beyond this. This is really getting in the way of joy, happiness, productivity in my life. And one of the things that I love so much as we go deeper into that bonded spiritual relationship with the creator of all creation, if we open ourselves up to receiving wisdom and instruction, it's as if everything that we receive is curated just for us in ways that we will understand. And so, Tony, I found myself on a walk. I love nature, and I'm just kind of nothing too special about this particular day, but this wisdom started to pour in, and I found myself smiling. And what poured into me from, you know, I can't take credit for this message. I don't take credit for any of my messages. It's literally God's grace that has shown in my life. I just bring that forward through the messages. So what I'm going to share with you is the same information that came to me. And was freeing in that moment and permanently. The information came in. I said, whoa, I understand it. I get it now. Thank you for that. So I want you to think about relationships and how we approach relationships, whether it's, an intimate relationship that you're entering, romantic relationship, friendship, whatever the case may be. We don't just kind of meet people and, that's it. We are bringing with us the full weight of, this is a key word I want you to remember, the full weight of expectation. What did your parents tell you relationships are supposed to be? What does social media tell you relationships are supposed to be? What have you created in your mind as a template for what it is supposed to be and look like for you? And I'm putting that in quotes. So I want you to think about, there's three separate and distinct piles. We've all played with play-doh before. So I want you to imagine there's three in front of you. One is brown, one is pink, and the other is yellow. And so that brown play-doh, fresh and new, I remember loving that when I was a kid, just the smell of the new play-doh. That represents all the thoughts, hopes, wishes, fantasies, what you have built up in your mind about what any particular relationship should be. Okay. Then I want you to think about that pink Play-Doh. That represents the person, the other person in the relationship as they are. The good, the bad, straightforward, everything in between. It's without your projections, without who you want them to be. It's really who and what they are. And then I want you to think about that yellow ball of Play-Doh, and that represents the collective experience that you're having with them. That represents who you are in the relationship, who they are, your expectations, their expectations. That's the whole relationship experience. So here's the deal. It is so easy, and this has happened to me so many times, when a relationship does not work out. For whatever, it may fizzle, it breaks bad. It is so easy to confuse missing them. So in here, I'll go slow. Confusing missing them with longing for what you have created in your mind, the set of expectations, hopes, dreams. I'm going to say it again. It is so easy to confuse missing them and all of who they are, because you are confusing that with the projection and the expectation of what the relation should be in your mind. We literally all do that. I think we take for granted the sheer power of the mind and expectation in shaping our experience in relationships. I'll give you a case in point. I was in my early to mid 20s, and I remember going to my father's house. I had to pick something up, and I should back up and say I didn't grow up with my father, but at that point in time, I would drop in from time to time just to visit. And he had on this album on the table, and there were some other family members there, and the pictures were spread out. And I picked up a picture, and I said, "Hey, Daddy, I think I remember this. Where were we at when this was taken?" It was a picture of him and someone who was not me, as it turned out, at the ice cream shop. And he was like, "Oh yeah, that was such and such ice cream place, but that's not you in the picture." And I came back and like, "Yes, it is. I can vaguely remember that we're going to this ice cream shop." And then a couple other family members was like, "No, sweetie, that was not you." And I had to literally back up. This will show you the power of the mind. That was a pure projection on my part, because at one point I so longed to have those moments of, with your daddy, with ice cream and walking through the park. And it's just something that did not work out. But my relationship with my father did not turn out that way. So when I went back and I looked at this picture, I said, oh my goodness, that this little child, I mean, it doesn't even look like me. Different color skin, a different shade of brown, the whole 9 yards. And that moment sticks out in my mind because it was just undeniable. It was an instance of, wow, wow, you have projected so far onto what you want this to be that it's literally cutting into every aspect and not in a healthy way of your reality. So that was like a red flag moment for me, and something like, okay, we're going to do some work here on ourselves. Nothing wrong with that, guys. When you realize, look, when you know better, do better. I'm a huge advocate. You're always going to hear me stop. When you have critical moments of recognition where you know, okay, we're stumbling here, please don't do what so many people do and just bury your head in the sand. That's where it's time. You need to get some books, get into some therapy, do some retreats, get some journaling going, go deeper and heal yourself. Heal yourself. So one of the things that I want to connect everyone to is you will suffer untold pain. You will suffer untold pain if a relationship does not work out and you can't separate out that brown, pink, and yellow Play-Doh. Here's what I want to hit you with. If in reality, if you truly ever had all that you are lamenting and missing, and the relationship was awesome and soulmates and we're close and we're this and that and check all the boxes, A+, US grade A, USDA, prime. If all that is true, you would not, it's an impossibility that you would be experiencing the level of pain, because the relationship, quite frankly, would be intact. It's one thing when someone, you have a loss because they died, they're no longer the land of the living. But what I've got to be honest here, because what I see people do is the relationship doesn't work out and you go down this road. Oh my goodness, they were awesome. The best thing since sliced bread and and on and on. If this is the truth, and the soulmate, as far as I know, understand about kindred spirits and soulmates, when we meet them, they stay with us. Soulmates is our souls are intertwined. Kindred spirits, we understand one another. We love and respect one another. That sounds like someone who's going to walk with you in life for the duration and the long haul, and likely join you in the hereafter. Into eternity. You just pick up at the Cheesecake Factory. That's how I define heaven. Cheesecake Factory. You'll pick up just right where you left off. Tony, the soulmates, as far as my knowledge base and understanding, don't hit us. And I never read the full letter and cheat on us and do all these things to perplex and confuse us perpetually. So we're going to have to get into some arena of reality and not put these individuals on a pedestal when the relationship is over. We just deify these individuals, lose time, lose whole pieces of your life. So I want to bring you back into it. Do not confuse missing who and what they are. That's the pink Play-Doh. Who and what they are. Do not confuse that with the brown Play-Doh, which is what you have fantasized and made them and created and projected in your mind. I had another relationship. I've spoken of this gentleman many times on the channel, and God is so good, what he will do in hindsight and just bring things clear. And I have to tell you, there just has not been a day in the last 10 or 13 years that I haven't said thank you for not allowing that relationship to work out. And at the time, I remember being so devastated when it didn't work out. And this man was a cheater, he was a liar, he was arrogant, he was cheap, check all the boxes. But I was projecting onto him. I want this wonderful, strong, loving person in my life, and I just stayed in that because I'm going to keep hoping, wishing, and projecting that you're that, so I don't have to look at any of the pink play-doh and just go off into the sunset. Well, I went off to the sunset and it burned the hell out of me. Okay? Because we do this all the time. He was none of those things. And even missing him after, it wasn't him. It was the hope and promise and the dreams and desires I had attached onto him. And so, again, in his infinite glory and wisdom, what the Lord did was just clarify for me, darling, across the board in each instance, you can go ahead and let that go because you are, like a heat-seeking missile. You're so focused on this individual or that individual. They have nothing to do with this. Because if they were so great and awesome and amazing, the energy that you put forth would have been returned. You'd be sipping some coffee and truly go off into the rainbow and the sunset. So it was, all that Play-Doh that had gotten all intertwined and mushed. What the Lord said was, no, darling, the brown is here. So you can go, if you want to be sad, just be sad about the brown, okay? But I'm going to work on that for you. Let that pink pile go, and then the yellow, you'll have some more relationship experiences. What you missed, what you feel you missed, I will restore that. I got you. I'm going to restore that. It may not look like you thought it would look, but what I'm going to do is bring you these rich, satisfying nuggets of wisdom. I'm going to bring in those robust relationships, restore your faith and confidence. You'll be like it never happened. There's a commercial. They come in and restore your home and say, once I get through with you, baby, it's like it never happened. You're all good. And I would not be so passionate and excited about it if I didn't see it in my own life. Do not confuse your projection and your craving with the reality. And when you get clear on that, I will tell you, over the years, as the Lord has ministered to my spirit, I love relationships. I love connection. I value all of that. But it has become easy on my spirit, when things don't work out or don't go the way, because I understand God is not the author of confusion. And I also understand that our mental health is eroded when we allow the confusion of the brown, the pink, and the yellow all mixed together. When you allow yourself that level of confusion, that is what psychological pain is. That is anxiety, that is depression, that is stress. So you see, everything is here in the mix. I want you to sit, if the message resonated with you today, I just want you to sit, get your journal out, some hot tea or coffee, whatever beverage of your choice. And I want you to just go back to that Play-Doh analogy. Like, hold up. What is the brown pieces here? My projections of what I've put on this person, my fantasies. Who are they? What are they really? That's my pink. And then the yellow is everything blended together, the relationship experience. I'm a simple woman. I try to explain things as simple and clear and fluid as I possibly can. I hope that this video has made a difference for you. I will tell you that the golden nuggets as they have dropped in have been transforming for me. Also want to mention to all of you, my tools, not talk community is growing. This is a personal accountability group. I run several of these groups. We come together on a weekly basis, and just you're going to be kept accountable and have fun as you do it. So check that out, that link on my messages below. And again, don't forget to subscribe, share the news of the channel with your friends and family, and I'll be back real soon with some more great content. Bye-bye.